Alright, so welcome back to another Flask tutorial on Devisme's channel. Alright, so last time where we left off is we used a CSV file here to store the user's information. But as we can see that CSV to store user's information is not that secure. In fact, it's not secure at all. So what should we do instead? Well, now I guess it's a time to introduce a database to you. So what's a database? Well, a database is a way to store data, manage data. We use a database to store users' information, such as their email address, their username, their password, and more. For example, we register on Google. Probably, most likely, if not completely, they should have a database similar to whatever you're using in the cloud somewhere, so they can keep track of your information. So we will use SQL or structured query language to interact with the database. So how did you get data from the database? So since there are many different formats of database and SQL, we're going to use SQLite. By the way, if you don't know how to spell SQL, it's SQL. You can pronounce this as SQL. But either way, it means the same thing. For someone says SQL or SQL, it means the same thing, structured query language. So we're going to use SQLite to start with our database. Since it's really simple to get started, we just need to install one thing like a GUI, graphic user interface, and then there is even a built-in module in Python that supports SQLite. Alright, so first, we need to go ahead and install DB Browser for SQLite, which you can go to SQLitebrowser.org. So, if you go to there with your favorite browser, you should see something like this. And then what you can do is go ahead, click on the download. And then you can choose your correct version, your OS, like for me it's Mac OS, or you can also use some command line Linux, and stuff like that. You can go ahead and install it. It's not strictly necessary, but it's highly recommended. As if you want to follow me completely, I highly recommend you to install this. And then, now, here's what we're going to do after install. You can go ahead and pause the video for installing, since I already installed. And then, after you installed, now you should see something like this. This is how the icon should look like on DB Browser for SQLite. And then what you can do now is go ahead, open the project folder, and we're going to create a new file. Let's just call this example.sqlite. So, this is example.sqlite. Or SQLite 3. SQLite 3. Alright, I'm gonna go create. Sorry. So you're gonna go ahead. I don't think that's actually matter, but let's go ahead and create a SQLite 3. So it's like example.sqlite 3. So then what we can do is we will try to open this file. So I'm going to open a new terminal. In terminal, I'm gonna say open example.sqlite 3. By the way, I'm using tab key, so you don't have to type that many stuff. And then let's wait a moment. And there you go. This is the GUI for your SQLite 3 database. And then you can see you can create a table, you can modify a table, you can create all kinds of stuff, but you got also execute native SQL. This is the part that we will use most to practice. Yeah. So, by the way, we're not going to talk about how to write SQL commands today, just like get stuff set up. Lastly, I want to talk about how to actually connect a database to Python. by the way, it's our 100th line of code in our Python file today. So congratulations if you are following me. So, following this tutorial, so this should be your 100th line. And then first thing is we're gonna say import SQLite 3. This is a built-in module, so you don't have to worry about actually install this using pip. It's already installed. And now we are going to go ahead and establish a new connection using this SQLite.com. So SQLite3.connect_stir. So stir is like where the file is. I can just say example.sqlite3. If the file doesn't exist, it's going to create a file for you. And then we're gonna substitute a optional argument. It's called check same thread. Essentially, it's going to really complicate really soon. It's actually checking the thread that you are on, which is like some fancy way to say like a connection. But without if you without adding this, default will be true. And then it will keep checking, so it will have some weird error showing up, which I don't know how to solve. So if we disable that, which we don't have to face that this error, and then we can say c equals. So let's go ahead and create a new cursor in that connection. There we go. So now we can go ahead. Most commonly, we'll go ahead and say execute. So put your SQL commands here. So that's how we are going to use database in this tutorial. And that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you like this video, smash the like button, like this video, and also that subscribe button, and click on that little bell. You can also check out my blog at devismeblog.blogspot.com. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. We will write some actual SQL code. Thanks for watching.